Hey Strikers, this is SF and it's time for a monster review. This time it is Mana. This one is going to be the Ascendant form, and we're going to talk about what's good about the Ascendant form, and of course there is going to be a video for the Evolution form as well. And we're going to talk about which form is a little bit better, which one's lacking off, but in my opinion both forms are really good and really depends on your box. And depending on what kind of fire monsters you have in your box, which mana is better. But the Ascendant form is a no Gravity Barrier, no damage wall, super no damage wall monster. So what that super no damage wall does is that once you hit a damage wall with mana, she gets an attack boost. So let's hit a damage wall, and you see the attack boost, and doing a lot of damage with her all range bullet. Although it does proc the bullet, in terms of the super no damage wall, it won't be that big of a power boost because you need that blast bump to proc her bump combo, and that gets cut in half. And then we don't know how much the no damage wall does. I'm pretty sure somebody out there, I didn't really check, but it's been a few days, but I'm pretty sure somebody has checked how much damage increase it gets. But either way, in terms of mana, in my opinion, for the Ascendant form at least, is that she is very easy to use. She is very versatile with her double abilities, and she also has that gauge of barrier, gives a barrier, and it will give an ally a 3000 damage barrier, and that is really strong. It's the same thing as Pandora as well, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna wreck this dungeon so fast that that you probably won't see the strike shot. But the strike shot is just a 2-turn delay. It's nothing that big. She does get a more powerful boost in attack and speed compared to like a 3-turn delay. So it's it's depending on which one you want more. Something like a Mundus will have a weaker attack and speed up boost, but he does get the 3-turn delay. But Mana has a 2-turn delay and I think a better attack and speed increase. And it's me wrecking. And since she has 2 abilities, you can bring her to a lot of things. I think she can at least be as good in terms of viability than Pandora, these last year's New Year's Legends. And what I'm really fearful about Mana Ascendant form is the fall of Uriel's Heaven Transcendent form, because they both share the same abilities. It's just that Mana is better in terms of damage because in the current state of the game, there are a lot of laser barriers around, and even though there's laser barriers, Uriel can still wreck with her energy circle, and her strike shot is still effective for most of it. It's just that there are colored laser barriers now, in that it doesn't block all laser barriers. So things like water laser barriers, you can bring wood laser bump combos, which opens up a lot of wood monsters where maybe you could have brought Uriel in there. Like things like Shibami dungeon, that would have been if there were just normal laser barriers. Some might even bring, most people would bring Uriel over any no gravity barrier wood monster they have, but since it's a color laser barrier, Uriel gets really gets knocked down a bit, and it is a trend right now. So fearful for Uriel there with Ascendant Mana now out too, because her bump combos doesn't care about laser barriers at all, and does pretty much the same amount of damage, and is not limited to fixed areas. It will hit anything at anywhere. Although it's not as great as like lock-on lasers in terms of concentrated damage, but it's good for like mob clearing and stuff, which you see here. As I said, you see me wrecking this dungeon so fast that you probably won't see your strike shot. I might use it. I might stall and use it. Let's stall a bit. But for me, in terms of the Ascendant mana and going back to which one's better, which form of mana is better, for Ascendant mana, it's really good for beginners, for players that don't have a lot of monsters in their box. And I'll get to more about why I think Evolution mana is not that great for beginners in comparison to veterans or monsters with a lot of monsters and stuff. And Strike Shot mana, although it doesn't really mean much, but there we go. So Ascendant mana, very good for beginners, very versatile. Bump combos is very strong. It will knock out Udio down a bit, even though he mana is a fire monster and Udio is a light monster. It's just because of the current state of the game of laser barriers wrecking a lot of fools, a lot of laser monsters out there. But I think mana is very, very strong, and I think this is one of the first times that I see both forms. Well, I guess it continues a trend of those New Year's monsters that both forms are very good at the start, and then later on it gets they kind of like separate from each other, and people will start jumping on one specific form, kind of like last year where everybody just went into Ascendant Pandora after a few months. But I still think Ascendant mana is very versatile and very good for beginners. Veterans may not be that much, but I think Evolution is better for the veterans. But we'll get to more about that later, or in the other video of Evolution mana. But that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Thank you for watching my video. If you want to see more of my videos, then be sure to click the annotation in the middle, and I also have a special discount code for you on JapanCodeSupply if you want to buy some Japanese gift cards, including iTunes cards. Thank you, and hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye.